Good morning, dear children. Welcome to this session. Last time we have started with India, location, relief and drainage, and again we are just continuing with that. I have given you map to do as a homework. Yes, just see to that map. The very first map is to locate India in the world map. So you have to shade India in the world map. L. Many of you have done properly. Good. And the other map with states, political map. Here you have three maps, three political map with neighboring countries and the union territories. Dear children, please take a note of map. Be clear in doing map, because the board exam gives you 15 marks for map. Especially in geography you get 10 marks. So take care in doing the map properly. Okay children? So it's for your work. So be clear, have a keen watch, point out the places properly and do it in a better way. Well, today we'll start the session with physiographic divisions of India. What were the physiographic divisions of India? We have 5 basic divisions. The very first one is the northern mountains, the second northern Great Plains, the peninsular plateau, the coastal plains and the islands. So in this session we are going to see about the northern mountains. Hope in the lower classes you might have learnt about Himalayas. So that is what we are going to see here as northern mountains, because we have as many divisions. We are going to see the importance of Himalayas. Well, Himalayas starts from Indus Gorge by the western side and ends with Brahmaputra Gorge in the eastern side. Pamir Nat. At the top of Jammu and Kashmir, we have mountains joining together. That is, mountains from Pakistan, Afghanistan, that is with the Asian countries, and also with Himalayan mountain, everything joins over there. So that place we call it as roof of the world, and the place is Pamir Nat. You know the meaning of Nat. Okay? Well, meaning in Sanskrit for Himalayas, that is abode of snow. The mountain is fully covered with snow, the layers, the thickness of snow. That is why Himalayas is otherwise called as abode of snow. Well, now we'll see the divisions in Himalayas. The first one is the Trans-Himalayas. It is otherwise called as Western Himalayas. It lies in Jammu Kashmir and Tibet, but most of its extent is with Tibet. That's why it's also called as Tibetan Himalayas. The sediments we see here are Teysis sediments, and tertiary granites are also seen here. So the deposition of the rivers over there gives you these type of sediments and granites. Well, other than this, we see some of the ranges. What do you mean by ranges? The continuous mountain or continuous hills. So we have 4 ranges in this Trans-Himalayas. What were they? Jaskar range, Ladakh range, Kailash range, Karakoram range. All these ranges have to be marked in the map that I will teach you later. The next, we are going to give importance for Himalayas. How does this Himalayas formed? It is also called as the core part of N-fold mountains. Children, you know very well, the world has been created long years ago. But when the world existed, the Himalayas doesn't exist in that time. Then when do the Himalayas forms? It has been formed by the movement of Angara and Gondwana landmass. These two were the land masses. Okay, that is an area, land. Okay, in between these Angara and Gondwana, we see a sea flowing between. That sea is Teisi Sea. In course of time, the river that flows between the Angara and Gondwana started to deposit its silts. So when the silts have been started to deposit one above the other, it started to get compression and upliftment by the tectonic plates. What do you mean by tectonic plates? With these tectonic plates only, the earth has been formed. So when there is a slight movement in the tectonic plates, we feel the tsunami waves in the ocean. So with this compression of tectonic plates, the silts that has been uplifted to form the varieties or the various heights. In course of time, these heights have been made very strong into stones, granites, rocks. It's like that. And thus finally we see Himalayas, the formation of Himalayas. The fold mountains resulted in Himalayas. Well, Himalayas are divided into three parts: Greater Himalayas, Lesser Himalayas, and the Outer Himalayas. We'll move on to the Greater Himalayas. Greater Himalayas is also called as Himadri. It's a wall for the Lesser Himalayas, which receives lesser rainfall. Also, the physical weathering. You might have known about this physical weathering. Weathering means it happens through the wind or water. So slow by slow, when the wind or water strikes on the rocks, the deposition or it started to break up the rocks. All these removed from the mountains. So very often Greater Himalayas is subjected to physical weathering. We see some of the glaciers over there. What do you mean by glaciers? Glaciers, the snow started to melt. The melting water on the mountain is called as glaciers. Already I have told you Himalayas is called as the abode of snow. These, due to global warming, it gets melted up and forms glaciers. What were the glaciers? We see Gangotri, Yamunotri and Siachen glacier. Also we see highest peaks. One is Mount Everest and the other one is Mount Kanchenjunga. We'll move on to the next Himalayas, that is Lesser Himalayas. It is also called as the Himachal. It is the middle range of Himalayas which forms and happens with heavy rainfall. So this lesser Himalayas is subjected to soil erosion, deforestation, and new settlements, urbanization also we can see over there. So thus this area is subjected to soil erosion, deforestation and urbanization. What are the mountain ranges we see here? Peetpanjal, Dhauladhar and Mahabharat. Hill station. Some of the hill station, the very popular hill station, the tourist spot we see over here is Simla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Almora, Ranikhet and Darjeeling. The third one is the outer Himalayas. It is called as Sivaliks. Okay, Sivaliks extends from Jammu Kashmir and to Assam. The debris are formed by Himalayan rivers. Debris means the ups and downs. We have many things. Also, it is a discontinuous ranges. Dunes and Durs. Dunes means a deepest pitch between the mountain ranges. So the important dunes over here in Shivalik is Dehradun. This is also has been found over here in Shivaliks, that is with the outer Himalayas. And also we found many valleys and new settlements over here. The final one we are going to see is Purvanchal Hills. Why it is called as Purvanchal Hills? It has been given with many hills. To say with smaller or a little bit higher than that, it's like that. It has been extended from the eastern offshoot of Himalayas and it extends till northern and eastern states of India. What were these hills? Purvanchal, the collective hills of Purvanchal are Dafla Hill, Abor Hill, Missin Hill, Patkai Hill, Bum Hill, Naga Hill, Manipur Hill, Mizo Hill, Tripura Hill, Mikir Hill, Garo Hill, Kashi Hill and Jaintia Hills. So all these collective hills together called as Purvanchal Hills. Well, dear children, by this I end this session. It is a paragraph question. So what all I have been given in the slides, it's a homework for you. So with the headings, subheadings, you start to write in sentence. I have given in points. Well, thank you. Your homework. Here I have given today's map, physical division. Okay, ma'am. Again, just recall the northern mountains. Northern mountains, you just look into the map. To the north, top, you have all the brown shade. That is called as northern mountain. And below to that, you have northern Great Plains. That starts by the left side with Punjab, Haryana. If you look into your state map, that's why I have asked you to prepare well for your state map. Punjab, Haryana. It has been given with the green shade. From there it extends. It will be given to Uttar Pradesh and then move on to the Brahmaputra range. So northern Great Plains have been divided into Punjab Haryana plain, Rajasthan plain, Ganga plain and Brahmaputra plain, which we will see in the next session. So below to the northern mountain, that brown shade is your plains. Okay. The third one is Peninsular Plateau. Peninsular Plateau is with yellow shade. It starts from top to bottom. Bottom also you can see Cardamom Hills. At the top you can see Gangetic Plains. I told you Ganga plain. Okay, that Gangetic plain, from there to here with the yellow shade, light shade, is called as Peninsular Plateau. We have what's that? Malwa Plateau, Bandelkhand Plateau, Chota Nagpur Plateau, and then Deccan Plateau over here. This also I will ask you to mark later. I will teach you how you have to mark. The fourth one is coastal plain. Coastal plain or either sides. We have Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal and Indian Ocean, isn't it? So apart from this peninsular plateau, this yellow shade, by the left and right you have shades, green shades, that will be called as coastal plains. What do you mean by beach? Apart from the river, sea water, but by the touching of sea water, isn't it? So that area is called as coastal plain. If you just have a keen watch over to your left side, we have Konkan coast, Malabar coast, and by the right side you have Coromandel coast. So all these have been called as coastal plain. Final physical division of India is islands. On either side, by the left and right edges, left side you have Lakshadweep and to the right side you have Andaman Nicobar Islands. Is it clear, dear children? But need not do this map, but just have a look with the places over there. Northern mountains you can see some of the mountains over there, and then northern Great Plains, the plains you can see, plateaus, coastal plains and with islands. This map is for your IST. Last time I didn't show you this map, that's why I have taken over here. India has been divided by Tropic of Cancer. You can see the line in the center, cutting Gujarat in the center, isn't it? That center line is called as Tropic of Cancer. So this Tropic of Cancer divides India into North India and South India. Same way the climatic condition also differs. Then you have seen Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, a straight line drawn over there. And from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from top to bottom, a line cuts Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh. The cutting place is called as Mirzapur, which we calculate Indian Standard Time. Well, need not do this map also, no problem. Just learn. Now, importance of Himalayas. This is another paragraph question. Actually, together northern mountain is fully with one question. You just learn as two paragraph question. One is types of Himalayas and other one is importance of Himalayas. So importance of Himalayas over here. Himalayas blocks southwest monsoon winds and causes heavy rainfall to North India. Second point, it forms a natural barrier to the subcontinent. Natural barrier as a natural wall, protects from other Asiatic countries. It is a source of many perennial rivers, a continuous flow of rivers throughout the year. What were the rivers? Indus, Ganges, Brahmaputra, and etc. The northern mountains are described as paradise of tourists due to its natural beauty. You know very well. Over here itself we have seen in South India, Ooty and Kodaikanal. But just analyze, recall how it will be in mountains, highest mountains. So that's why it is called as paradise of tourists for the view of natural beauty, natural sceneries, and also with flora and fauna. Well, many hill stations and pilgrim centers also has been seen here. Some of the pilgrim centers are noted over here: Amarnath, Kedarnath, Badrinath, and Vaishnavi Devi temple are over here. It provides raw materials for many forest-based industries. Forest-based industries. Okay. It prevents the cold winds blowing from Central Asia and protects India. That's why I told you as a natural barrier. And also from the invaders, invasion also it protects. So none of them can be invade India from north. It's very hard. Okay, I hear your voice that what about Pakistan? It's going on. We'll talk about later in face to face. Okay. Himalayas are renowned for the rich biodiversity. Okay, children, learn by heart, learn and write, get signed. And now I just wanted to say you one thing clearly. Children, you are doing your homework very well. All these homework, I don't know how you are learning, but be careful, it's for your board exam. So prepare well, learn and write. You have enough time. I know very well you have enough time. So prepare well and by heart get duly signed with your parents and send it between 5 to 6 on the very same day. Need not post your homework from morning itself. Is it clear, children? And be careful, what I have given, the answer should be there and not that what you have learned. So I hope you might have got the books also. Try to mark all these answers in your book. Thank you. That's we end this session.